Have you ever wondered how an ancient temple complex, hidden deep in the Cambodian jungle, became one of the greatest architectural and spiritual wonders the world has ever seen? Welcome to the awe-inspiring story of Angkor Wat, a masterpiece of divine design, imperial ambition, and timeless endurance. Built nearly 900 years ago, Angkor Wat isn't just a structure of stone, it's a symbol of a once mighty empire, a sacred space that has survived wars, abandonment, and the harsh tests of time. From its majestic beginnings under a visionary king to its quiet resilience during Cambodia's darkest days, and finally to its celebrated place on the world stage, Angkor Wat has a story that's as rich and intricate as the carvings on its temple walls. In this journey, we'll unravel how Angkor Wat was built, why it was created, how it transformed through centuries, and how it continues to inspire millions today. We'll explore mysteries, rediscover forgotten histories, and dive into the incredible fusion of religion, power, and art that shaped this temple into the heart of Cambodia. So, get ready to step into the ancient world of the Khmer Empire, where mythology meets engineering, and stone speaks of gods, kings, and eternity. Let's begin the complete history of Angkor Wat, from divine temple to global heritage treasure. At the outset, the birth of a sacred wonder, early 12th century. Angkor Wat, located near Siem Reap in Cambodia, is one of the largest religious monuments in the world, covering over 400 acres. It was originally constructed in the early 12th century, during the reign of King Suryavarman II, one of the most powerful rulers of the Khmer Empire. Unlike many other temples of its time, Angkor Wat was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, rather than the more commonly worshipped Shiva. This choice reflected Suryavarman's devotion and political message, connecting himself with the god of preservation and order, a symbol of his rule. Construction began around 1113 to 1150 AD, using sandstone blocks transported from mountains over 50 kilometers away. No mortar was used. Intricate bas-reliefs, galleries, and towers were carved with religious epics from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and scenes from daily life, mythology, and royal ceremonies. The layout of Angkor Wat reflects both Hindu cosmology and Khmer architectural genius. The central tower symbolizes Mount Meru, the home of the gods. The surrounding walls and moat represent the mountain ranges and cosmic ocean. Astronomical alignments show an understanding of celestial events. In the second place, the Golden Age of the Khmer Empire. Angkor Wat was the spiritual and political centerpiece of the Khmer Empire, which at its peak controlled much of mainland Southeast Asia, including parts of modern-day Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. The temple was both a state temple and a mausoleum for King Suryavarman II, who likely intended it to be his eternal resting place. Its grandeur demonstrated the empire's wealth, sophistication, and deep religious values. The Khmer Empire reached its golden age in the 12th and 13th centuries, under leaders like Jayavarman VII, who expanded Angkor with more temples, e.g. Bayon, Ta Prohm. However, Angkor Wat remained unique for its Hindu origin, while later temples under Jayavarman VII shifted toward Mahayana Buddhism. Furthermore, transition and decline, 13th to 15th century. By the late 13th century, the Khmer Empire began to decline due to several factors. Invasions from Siamese Thai kingdoms such as Ayutthaya. Ecological challenges, including deforestation and water mismanagement. Internal political fragmentation and shifting power dynamics. During this time, Angkor Wat gradually transformed from a Hindu temple into a Buddhist site, as Theravada Buddhism became dominant in Cambodia. Buddhist monks continued to maintain and worship at the site, which helped preserve it even during the empire's collapse. By the 15th century, the capital of the Khmer Empire was abandoned and shifted south to what is now Phnom Penh, possibly due to war or drought. Angkor Wat, however, was never truly abandoned. It remained in use by Buddhist monks and local Cambodians. Moreover, rediscovery and global fascination, 16th to 19th century. Though known locally, Angkor Wat remained largely unknown to the Western world until the 16th century, when Portuguese missionaries passed through and described it in awe. However, it was not until 1860, when French naturalist and explorer Henri Mouhot published his writings and sketches of Angkor Wat, that it captured international attention. Mouhot famously wrote, "One of these temples, a rival to that of Solomon, and erected by some ancient Michelangelo, might take an honorable place beside our most beautiful buildings." The French colonial administration in Cambodia began archaeological surveys and restoration work in the early 20th century, recognizing Angkor as a cultural treasure. Continuing on, restoration, turmoil, and resilience, 20th century. Restoration, 1907-1970s. The École Française d'Extrême-Orient (EFIO) led large-scale restoration projects, clearing vegetation, repairing collapsed structures, and documenting inscriptions. In 1927, Angkor Wat officially opened to tourists. Restoration was disrupted several times due to World War II and regional instability. Khmer Rouge era, 1970s. During the reign of the Khmer Rouge, 1975 to 1979, led by Pol Pot, much of Cambodia's cultural heritage was destroyed. Although Angkor Wat was largely spared physical destruction, archaeological efforts stopped, and many experts were persecuted or killed. Buddhist monks were driven out, and tourism ceased. Additionally, revival and UNESCO protection, 1990s, present. Following Cambodia's recovery from civil war and genocide, the country reopened to the world in the 1990s. Angkor Wat re-emerged as a national symbol, even appearing on Cambodia's national flag. In 1992, Angkor, including Angkor Wat, was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This led to massive international collaborations, with Japan, India, France, and others to conserve the site. Improved infrastructure and tourism facilities in Siem Reap. Advanced technologies like LiDAR scanning used to reveal hidden structures and city layouts beneath the jungle canopy. Another important point is recent developments and challenges, 2000s, 2020s. Achievements. Over 2 million tourists annually, before COVID-19. Extensive digital documentation and mapping of the Angkor region. Discovery of Angkor Thom's urban grid, hidden water systems, and lesser-known temples. Renewed focus on sustainable tourism and cultural education. Challenges. Over-tourism causing erosion and structural stress. Climate change and monsoon variations affecting the fragile ecosystem. Illegal looting and black market trafficking of ancient artifacts. The need to balance economic development with cultural preservation. COVID-19 impact. The pandemic brought tourism to a halt, providing both a pause for restoration and a major economic hit to local communities. Post-pandemic, Cambodia has focused on promoting ecotourism, spiritual retreats, and educational travel. To conclude this section, Angkor Wat today, a living monument. Today, Angkor Wat stands not just as an archaeological wonder, but as a living, breathing cultural icon. It continues to be used as a Buddhist pilgrimage site. It attracts filmmakers, scholars, spiritual seekers, and artists from across the globe. Efforts to teach Khmer youth about their heritage are underway, ensuring that future generations protect this sacred legacy. The site is one of the most visited and photographed places in the world, a powerful reminder of what humanity can create, preserve, and reverence across the ages. Angkor Wat is not merely a temple, it is a symbol of Cambodia's soul, a testament to ancient ambition, and a monument to the spiritual journey of Southeast Asia. From its birth as a Hindu sanctuary, through wars, abandonment, rediscovery, and rebirth, it has survived against all odds. As we continue to study, restore, and admire Angkor Wat, it challenges us to look beyond ruins and see the stories, beliefs, and civilizations that carved eternity into stone.